It's almost game time, and our own Monica Arnold got to talk to Principal Francois of Dutchtown ahead of their St. Amant game. Monica, take it away.
Thanks. So I'm here with the hostess, the mostest, the mostest with the hostess, or however that goes. She has been hosting every football game there is this year. So how has that been going?
Actually, surprisingly, things have went quite well. It has not been easy. Of course, it's been challenging for us as the host school with the turf field, but also, goodness gracious, the challenges with the schools who are having to play all of their home games at Dutchtown. But we all, work really well together. We've been very cooperative, from principals to head coaches, district personnel helping us sort through it. So all things considered, I think things have run pretty smoothly.
Awesome. So the students are still enjoying themselves and feeling like they're at home. You're able to
I think so. I mean, from the pictures, I've only come to a couple of games that weren't Dutchtown High football games, and I haven't stayed the whole time, but it looks like everyone's been enjoying themselves.
Right.
Once you have your whole school community here and fans cheering on your team, it doesn't matter that the field is purple and white,
That's awesome. Now moving forward, 2021, did the fields and the hurricane and all that, how is that all affecting just in-school things,
Well, I mean, the field and them, the other schools playing hasn't affected my school day at all. The hurricane obviously does because we lost just a little bit of time. But, here in Louisiana, in Ascension Parish, we're used to having to roll with the punches that the weather throws our way. And so we just make new plans, we adjust our pacing, and we keep just doing what's best for kids.
So it's going to be a great year, right?
Absolutely.
And for your prediction, who is going to win this game?
That's so easy. The Dutchtown Griffins? Hello. Absolutely.
Somehow I knew that's what you were going to say. I mean, that's what you're supposed to say. All right, well, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you guys.
Have a good game.
Go Griffs.
We got an email from central office. They wanted to do an esports team here at Dutchtown, and so my principal sent it to me. The Rocket League team was undefeated in the fall. They were undefeated in the spring, but during the spring final, they actually lost the first 2 games of the match, and I was screaming at the computer.
In the game that I play a game called Rocket League, which is you play soccer with cars. So we're playing a soccer match, and there's 3 of us against 3 opponents. We're hitting a ball with a car.
Well, I love esports because I think it's giving me like another opportunity, or like giving me an option like to do something else for Rocket League than just play it. But now I'm on a team, we set up matches, and like I'm playing towards something, so it's more fun.
I didn't really think about it. I kind of just joined in and was kind of like, this will be fun, hopefully. And then when I got on, it was really fun. It was really exciting to play a game competitively and play with people I knew and stuff. So it was fun.
Computer science is, I think, really important for all students to take. Anything you major in college is going to require you to take some sort of computer science class.
Coding has a lot to do with gaming, so I mean, Rocket League is all about coding and how it works, so I guess there's similarity to that.
Interacting with my teammates is probably the best part of it because you can't improve at anything by yourself. Participating with other people and being on the same side and having a common goal together makes it that much better.
Esports teaches the kids the same kind of soft skills they learn like other kids learn in football or basketball. They teach you leadership, competitiveness, how to stay calm, how to stay focused, how to strategize. And people don't realize it's a real sport.
We're proud to provide services to Ascension Parish schools. We're also proud to power businesses throughout Louisiana and Ascension Parish, like Total Care Injury and Pain Center.
Total Care Injury and Pain Centers, we're a group of facilities for health care that includes chiropractors, medical doctor, nurse practitioner, massage therapist, physical therapy. Patients like to go to one place. They don't want to be referred from one place to another place and another place and spend their lives filling out paperwork and explaining their problems to different providers. We have all of that in one system. Chiropractors are kind of like computer programmers for the central nervous system. We just make the body work better, but we listen. If you listen hard enough, the patient will tell you how to fix them. That's chiropractic. It's not cracking backs and fixing necks. As technology has advanced, we've tried to move with it. The world has accelerated very rapidly, and we've done our best growing from 1 office to 9 to keep up with that growth. I have used most major providers, and we have switched from those providers for the simple reason that EATEL has always been there for us. They've been there quickly, they've been there efficiently, their tech support is second to none. Now we're having fiber and we're going at speeds of 300-400 megabits per second. The greatest satisfaction that I get out of my day is taking somebody who is kind of at the end of their wits, at the end of their rope. They've been everywhere. They've listened to multiple different doctors tell them multiple different things. And they finally come to us and we figure out that it wasn't any of that stuff. It was this. We fix it and we watch the lights go on in their eyes when we explain it to them. And we basically have this wonderful feeling at the end of it, like, I know this person's life is going to be changed forever as a result of some little thing that we did.
Thank you, Dr. J, serving the Baton Rouge area with 8 locations. Next, we sat down with Alzheimer Services of the Capital Area. What an amazing local nonprofit helping families that are affected by Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer Services provides education and support to those who are affected by Alzheimer's and their caregivers and the professional caregivers who work with them. Our mission is to teach, care for, and connect with the Alzheimer's community. So we do that in the 10 parishes around Greater Baton Rouge. And we provide a lot of support services and education programs like Lunch and Learn and financial literacy. And one of our biggest programs is Charlie's Place. That's a day respite center so the caregivers can get a break from caring for their loved one. We have one in Baton Rouge and one in Ascension Parish. Charlie's Place is very unique. It's a social model where we just kind of have fun and the clients come and spend a day with their friend at somebody's house. It's a very home-like setting so that they're very comfortable when they come visit us for the day. We have a garden outside. They often go out in the garden or they may dance. We have partners, pre-K partners that come and they visit. It's really just a pleasant day for them while the caregiver gets 6 hours of time to themselves. EATEL became a corporate partner with us about 4 years ago and has been a wonderful partner, both in support through their in-kind donation of providing services for us and the reliability of the services. I just can't say enough where in 4 years' time we have not been down one single day for our internet and phone service. Alzheimer's is different for every single person. I've never seen anybody that had the exact same path. The type of people that work at Alzheimer's Services are very, very compassionate because they know they're going to hold your hand when you have this loved one you want to care for and keep at home as long as possible. So they are these loving, caring people who get invested in each of the families that call. We'd love for you to get involved and come out to the walk November 6th out at Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's a great opportunity to walk in memory or in honor of a loved one who suffered with Alzheimer's. November 6th, you can check us out at www.alzbr.org.
Thank you so much, Barbara, and the dedicated staff of Alzheimer Services of the Capital Area and Charlie's Place.
Thanks, Tressie, and our local businesses and community organizations. Next up, we take it back to Monica, who shared a little bit of time with Principal Templet ahead of the homecoming game.
Thanks, Jeremy. So Ms. Beth, 2020, 2021, it's been a whirlwind of a few years, actually. How are you keeping everybody on track?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It has been quite a challenge for, just everyday normal stuff, but actually the kids are just doing phenomenal. Our teachers are just teaching. Every obstacle that they encounter, they just face it head on, and they are just resilient and they keep going. And we have had a great year despite the hurricane, despite our fields, despite any of the setbacks that they've had.
Oh, and you've had a ton of them. So this week is homecoming week.
Yes,
What kind of fun activities do we have happening, or did we have happening?
Well, of course, we were able to name our court. We have some lovely senior ladies that are representing us this year, and then we also are able to bring back some of the traditions like our parade and our pep rally. We are doing some things a little bit different due to the fact that, we did have to move our homecoming a little bit later in the year, and so we have to, we had to adjust to the time change in that, and then we, we're keeping as many traditions as we can in any capacity, but homecoming was really important for us to still be able to celebrate and make sure that our kids just have a great year.
Okay, and traditions, which one's your favorite?
Ooh, in general, for all of school? Wow, I don't
anything.
Well, last week we celebrated something called the shirt off my back for football, but we do it for many of our sports. But it's where one of our teachers, or actually a teacher, is recognized by each athlete, and for the contribution that they've made to them. And I think it just speaks volumes to the work that our teachers do. I think that being able to be recognized by a student is just that's why you do what you do. And so that's one of my favorite things. It started off with football, and now it has spread to other sports. And so it's just a great time. It makes teachers feel affirmed, and it really gives the kids a chance to, thank their teachers, and it's just a really great thing.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad y'all do that. Might be one of my favorite traditions as well. As far as this game, who's going to win?
Oh, come on, Gators.
Ah, okay. Thanks. Back to you.
From Sangamon Principal to Sangamon Production, check out what GNN is doing in the classroom.
This is actually a broadcasting class. It's referred to by anyone as GNN, Gator Nation News. So when the students come into the class, it's important to me that each of them learn every step of kind of the process that they must go through to create a news story. They create a script that they're responsible for, they film their show, they edit their show, and then they broadcast their show.
I think my favorite would probably be doing interviews out in the field. I just love interacting with people around campus. I've learned to work with other people from this class, like people from all kinds of backgrounds and all kinds of mindsets too. Like some people who are like, oh yeah, no rush, and some people who are straight to the schedule. But it's almost like a job, and that's what makes it really fun. This is actually my favorite class I've ever been in throughout my whole high school years. It's very easygoing, comes naturally to me. So I remember coming to class one day, I was like, hey, I made a little rap about Sangamon. And I was like, okay, let's hear it. And I just started singing it for them, and I was like, okay. I was like, cool. And I was like, okay, I lip synced it. And it was just basically this overall fun thing to do. All of my students start in different places, and they all end up in different places. But if I can see that growth for the individuals, I really feel like we're learning something. If anyone's thinking about joining it, I would say if you have any creativity in you, or if you love people and you just you want something fun to do on campus and you're an outgoing person, anyone can do it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very collaborative thing to do, so you have to understand other people's opinions and other people's viewpoints while also managing a lot of work. I just find it very fun because I like to get very creative. I insert some music, all of that fun stuff that the school overall likes to see. Well, when watching our show, you never really know what to expect. We throw in some crazy things in there, we all kind of become a family. We all know more about each other than anyone would, and it's people all around campus that maybe I wouldn't have met unless I did this. It's value added in any field. If you work at any company and you say, hey, I know how to make a video for us, they will use that skill for you.
We really cannot wait to see some of the great work coming from these students at GNN. Next up, from the classroom to the gridiron, as we talk to both coaches from Dutchtown and Sangamon about what they feel about this upcoming game.
I think this is the fourth time in 14 years that we've ended up missing a week one game for one reason or another related to weather. So, our kids are pretty resilient. They've been through a bunch in the last 4 or 5 years here. Of course, everyone went through COVID, and we went through the flood, and we've been through a lot, and I think we're a little tougher for it.
Couldn't be more pleased with the resiliency of our guys. They surprise us every day, and it's gotten to the point where every day you come out and you look at the situation, you assess it, and then you make the best of it. And that's what we've asked them to do, and they've been super at it.
Well, that's what makes the games in Ascension Parish such a huge endeavor. These guys go to church together, they play Little League ball, they play travel ball together in multiple sports, and there's a lot of people that are friends with guys from each schools, and that makes it exciting to play against people that you know and have grown up and kind of followed throughout their careers.
They all mean the same, they really do, because a loss is a loss and a win's a win. But there's something there when you get guys that have been playing all their lives together, and they live close to each other, and they see each other on the weekends. There's something extra when you play a rival, and in this case, a Sangamon.
Mistakes are made in games on both sides. It's how you respond to them, and I think that's big in these rivalry games. When something goes against you, how do you respond to it?
Yeah, we put a ton of time into preparation. because the more you prepare them ahead of time, you know, you expect mistakes. They're kids. The more you can prepare ahead of time and make it a little easier on them when it comes to game night. That's what we kind of hang our hat on.
It's going to be an exciting night, a rivalry game against Dutchtown, senior night, and then we're going to throw homecoming on top of it to boot, so it'll be an exciting night at the pit.
2021 yet again strikes. The turf fields for Ascension Parish, Dutchtown has been kind of hosting. Is that going to continue, or where are we with that?
Well, you know, obviously, first of all, let's go all the way back to August of 2020 when the communities, you know, passed a 15.8 mills for us to pursue our next round of capital improvement projects, which is, you know, a new high school, some work at East Ascension, turf field, some work at Gonzales Middle, some work at Laurie Middle, some work at Donaldsonville High School. There's a long list of things there. Turf was one of them. And we initiated the turf field concept in the spring of 2021 and had an opportunity to get the project started about mid-spring. But we wanted to salvage the 2021 graduates to have at least an opportunity to graduate on their own fields. So we delayed the project till after graduation. Now I realize that weather prevented some of them from even being able to graduate, but who would have known that? You know, we either had to ditch all graduations in 2021 and start the project because we couldn't achieve getting it done by then, or we had to delay it to give at least an opportunity. And some of our graduates, Donaldsonville High School and East Ascension High School, were able to graduate on their own fields. And we're grateful for that for the 2021 graduates. They had been through so much and lost so much. So who could have really anticipated the weather we've had through the summer, a lot of rain, and then Ida. And then Ida really delayed the project significantly because you got crews that had to leave this area and then they couldn't get back because there were no hotel rooms. But we are up and running and hopeful. We're hopeful to get every football team in Ascension Parish at least on their turf field before the end of their season.
Yes. Well, that will be amazing. As far as this football game, though, who's the winner?
Come on, man. You know I can't tell you that.
I had to ask.
Ascension Parish is the winner, right?
Always.
We have great people, great coaches, great fans, great athletes, and they'll only be adversarial that night because when it's all over, we all lock arms and hands again and say, look, how do we support each other for success? So it's exciting to be rivals in Ascension Parish, and it's exciting to be partners.
That it is. And thank you for partnering with us. Thank you for being here today. And back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks to Monica, Superintendent Alexander, as well as the students and teachers of Dutchtown and St. Amant. That's going to do it for our EATEL Tailgate show. Next up is homecoming as St. Amant hosts the Dutchtown Griffins.